Hello everyone, this is Nilesh Shah from Elite Accurate Ledger LLC. Today I want to talk something very important for construction business owners. Retainage, work in progress, progress billing. Now I know these words sound technical, but this is not just accounting language. This is real money. This is cash sitting somewhere. This is profit that may look good on paper but not show up in your bank account. And for many contractors, this is one of the biggest reasons they feel confused. They are busy, they have crews working, they have projects moving, they are sending invoices, but still at the end of the month, they ask, where did the money go? This is what I want to talk about today. A real construction problem. Let me start with a simple story. Imagine a contractor who is doing a large project. The contract is $500,000. The owner is excited, the project looks good. The team is working hard, invoices are going out, but when the contractor checks the bank account, the cash does not look strong. Payroll is coming, materials need to be paid, subcontractors are asking for payment, insurance is due, fuel, equipment, permits, supplies, everything keeps moving. The contractor says, I thought this was a profitable job. Why am I still tied on cash? This is where the problem begins. Many times, the answer is not the business is failing, the answer is that the numbers are not being tracked correctly, especially retainage, WIP, and progress billing. Now, why this matters? Construction accounting is different from many other businesses. If you sell a product, the transaction can be single. You sell, you collect, you record income. But construction is different. A project can take weeks, months, or even years. You may complete part of the work today, but collect money later. You may bill based on project milestones. You may have money held back until the end. You may have cost today, but revenue recognized later. This is why construction owners cannot look only the bank balance and feel safe. The bank balance tells you what cash you have today, but it does not always tells you what is really happening inside the project. Retainage is real money. Let's talk about retainage first. Retainage is money when the customer or general contractor holds back until the project is completed or approved. For example, you send an invoice for $100,000, but 10% is held back. So you may only collect $90,000 now. The remaining $10,000 is still your money, but you may not receive it until later. Now, here is the problem. Many contractors forget to track retainage properly. They know the customer owes them money, but it is not clearly shown in the books. So later, nobody knows exactly who is holding the retainage, how much is still outstanding, which project does it belong to, when should I be collected. That is dangerous because retainage can become forgotten money. The pain of forgotten retainage. I want to think about this. Let's say you have 5 projects. Each project has $8,000 of retainage outstanding. That is $40,000. That money may not be in your bank account yet, but it still belongs to your business. If nobody is tracking it properly, it can easily get delayed or missed. And when cash is tight, that $40,000 matters. It can cover payroll, it can pay vendors, it can reduce stress, it can help the owner sleep better at night. But if retainage is ignored, the business owner may keep chasing new jobs while old money is still sitting outside the business. That is not a small issue, that is cash flow leakage. Now let's talk about WIP. WIP means work in progress. Again, this may sound like accountant language, but it is very practical. WIP helps answer a simple question. How much work have we completed and how much have we built. This matters because sometimes your team has completed a lot of work, but the billing has not caught up. Other times you may have billed ahead, but the work is not fully completed yet. Both situations matter. If you do not track work in progress, your profit can look wrong. Your financial statements can look better or worse than reality. And as an owner, you may make decisions based on numbers that are not telling the full truth. The simple WIP problem. You have $300,000 project. Your team has completed 60% of the work. That means roughly $180,000 worth of work has been completed. But maybe you have only billed $130,000. That means you may be underbilling. You have done the work, you have paid labor, you have purchased materials, but you have not billed enough yet. That creates cash pressure, and the owner starts wondering, why am I always short on cash even though we are busy? The answer may be that the business is working faster than it is billing. That is a serious problem. Overbilling can also be dangerous. Now, the opposite can also happen. You may bill more than the work completed. At first, that may feel good because cash comes in. But if the money is not understood properly, it can create a false sense of security. The owner may think we are doing great, look at the bank balance, but some of that cash may actually belong to future work. You still have labor to pay, you still have materials to pay, you still have subcontractors to pay. So the bank balance may look strong, but the job may not really be profitable yet. That is why WIP is important. It helps separate real profit from timing differences. Progress billings needs discipline. Now let's talk about progress billing. Progress billing means billing the customer as the project moves forward. This is very common in construction. You may bill at project start, after framing, after electrical, after inspection, after completion, or based on percentage completed. The problem is not progress billing itself. The problem is when progress billing is not organized. If billing is delayed, cash gets tight. If billing is not tied to project milestone, sorry, confusion starts. If invoices are not reviewed against actual job progress, profit becomes unclear. And if the bookkeeping does not match the project reality, the owner loses control. It's very cold here where I'm sitting. The owner feels the pressure first. This is the part many people do not talk about. When numbers are not clear, the owner feels it first. The owner carries the stress. The owner worries about payroll. The owner answers vendor calls. The owner deals with the customer. The owner has to decide whether to take another job, hire another person, buy equipment, or slow down. And when the financial numbers are not clear, every decision feels heavier. That is why I always say construction owners do not need just bookkeeping, they need clear financial visibility because without clear numbers, even a good business can feel chaotic. What can go wrong? When retainage, WIP, and progress billing are ignored, several things can happen. You may think a job is profitable when it is not. You may miss collecting retainage. You may underbill completed work. You may spend money that is needed for future project cost. You may show wrong income in the wrong period. You may give your CPA messy records at tax time. You may struggle to get financing because reports are unclear. And most importantly, you may lose confidence in your own numbers. That is the real danger. Once the owner stops trusting the numbers, every decision becomes a guess. A better way to look at it. Here is the better way. Every construction business should know these numbers by project. How much is the contract amount? How much has billed, how much has been collected, how much retainage is outstanding, how much cost has been spent, how much work is completed, how much profit is expected, how much cash is still needed to finish the job. These are not just accounting questions. These are business survival questions because construction is not only about winning jobs, it is about finishing jobs probably and collecting the money. So, what is my message to the contractors? If you are a contractor, builder, remodeler, subcontractor, or construction business owner, I want you to hear this clearly. Being busy is not enough. Having projects is not enough. Sending invoices is not enough. You need to know what is happening behind the numbers because a construction business can look successful from the outside and still have cash flow problems inside. Trucks may be moving, crews may be working, customers may be calling, revenue may be growing, but if retainage is not tracked, WIP is ignored, and progress billing is not managed, money can quietly slip through the cracks. This is why I care about this so much. I have seen business owners work extremely hard. They are not lazy, they are not careless, they are doing everything they can, but nobody has ever explained the numbers to them in a simple way. They just receive reports, profit and loss, balance sheet, bank reconciliation, but nobody sits with them and says, this is what your project is really doing. This is what you have built. This is what you still need to collect. This is where your cash is getting stuck. This is why your profit does not match your bank account. That is the gap I want to help fill because business owners deserve clarity. They deserve numbers they can trust. So here is the main message for today. Do not ignore retainage, do not ignore WIP, do not ignore progress billing. These three areas can quietly affect your cash flow, your profit, your tax reporting, and your confidence as an owner. You do not need complicated reports, you need clear reports. You need simple visibility. You need to know what money is earned, what money is billed, what money is collected, what money is still sitting outside the business, and what each job is truly producing. That is how construction owners gain control. That is how you stop guessing. That is how you make better decisions. If you are a construction business owner and you feel like we are busy but cash is always tight, or I do know which jobs are truly profitable, or I am not sure if our billing and job reports are accurate, then this is something worth reviewing. At Elite Accurate Ledger LLC, we help construction businesses with bookkeeping, accounting, cash flow clarity, and CFO advisory support. Our goal is simple. We help you understand your numbers so you can protect your profit and grow with confidence. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this gave you something practical to think about. And remember, in construction, revenue is not the same as profit, and profit is not the same as cash. You need all three to be clear. Thank you.